Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Chop Sports Daily, coming to you live from the Chop Studios right here in Mattawa, New Jersey. It is Sturch, it is Gooch, it is A5 Anthony back behind the glass for another installment of the Chop Sports Daily. Hope everybody's doing good. I hope everybody's doing well. Week 1 is now officially behind us, which is like sad almost. Like, man,
no,
oh man,
I'm
like
happy to put it behind me.
Yeah, as me too. But I'm just saying, like,
the fuck
holy
outta
hell,
here,
we're
week
already
1.
1 week done. Goodbye. That happens like the blink of an eye. Next thing you know, we'll be talking about the conference championship game that neither of our teams are in. So
No. I still have a little bit of hope on my end.
All right. Well, you keep that hope, dog. But anyway, there's a lot going on right now over at Chop Studios. I was just actually having an argument with RJ Ochoa of bloggingtheboys.com based off of something I just figured out and learned about. I'll get into it after your rundown. But first, if you want to support the show, you can do so by heading on over to patreon.com/Chop Sports. That's the way to do it. We appreciate each and every single one of you guys. $3, $5, $10 variation. Those are the ways to support it. Break Buds are doing a break tonight for some cards. And then on Thursday, memorabilia, right? Do I have that right?
So look,
I have it wrong.
It's not that you have it wrong. You have it right based
on
the information. You have it right based on the information that you were given up to this point.
Sorry, I'm sharing the show on Instagram.
But we're just having I don't know. Me and Joe are not seeing eye to eye on how we're going to do the helmet break.
The break, not buds.
But look, no, that's not. No, we're definitely break buds. But it's just like I think we're going to push the helmet back the following Thursday because he wants to do a bigger show, and I was okay with not doing a big show just to get the helmet broken. But we're going to push the helmet one off. But look, we'll discuss that. There's going to be a social media post discussing everything in regards to the break buds later on. What's going on?
State of the buds address.
What's going on? Mark, how you guys doing? Mark, shout out from Canada. Right? Mark, the Canadian Mark.
AJ Bascon, Seahawks. Let's ride.
How about Geno, baby?
Seahawks. Let's ride. Let's get into it
a little bit.
All right, going into the rundown first as I continue to do all this stuff that I forgot to do as I was sitting here arguing with people.
All right, so Mike Trout homered in his 7th straight game yesterday. I mean, that's all about all the Angels have going on. Dave, I know you're going to touch a little bit on baseball as we circle back on the rundown. But basically what I'm going to do here is just going to give a little bit of the week 1 injury updates because, look, I'm all football right now. We got Fantasy Football Waiver Wire editions later.
I'm very disappointed in you with that because it's like, I understand it's football season and football is king and it's never going to be dethroned ever. But like we have our New York Yankees about to get into the playoffs with a bye.
I know.
You're not even in it. You're not mentally there.
I'm in it. When the Yankees are on and I'm home, I put them on and I watch the games. 100%. I'm all in on the Yankees. But when it comes to the content, I'm giving the people what they want. Trust me right now, the people are here for football. I don't think they want to hear me and you talk about the Yankees dwindling 5.5 games.
I'm not saying we have to harp on it. I'm just saying
it's about what
right
the people want. It's like,
what do the people want?
I can't take it.
Oh, okay.
The Yankees have been hard to watch of late, and
the winners of their last 2, 6-4 in their last 10. Stop it.
All right.
We're good at football again.
Still hard to watch
again.
baseball.
Hello.
But yes, I agree.
Oh my God.
I am a little disappointed in myself as well. Sorry, Dave. I'm just a big disappointment. Not as disappointing
as a clip.
Not as disappointing as the Elijah Mitchell out for up to 2 months right now. So 2 to 6 week injury. They're saying it's probably going to take 8. Sprained MCL. Alvin Kamara dealing with the rib injury. He managed to play through it on Sunday. So we'll see how that. Keep your eyes on the Kamara situation as we move forward closer to Sunday. T. Higgins was held out of the second half of the game on Sunday with a concussion, and he has to clear protocol before he gets to go again. But looking at the fantasy projections, they think he's going to be okay. Not that matters. They're not doctors. But he does have decent projections for this week. So
I wonder why. It's weird. It's as if they're going to a team that's in shambles right now. Oh yeah, that's right. They're playing the Cowboys.
I wasn't even saying that he's like highly projected in terms of where he would rank typically. I'm saying he doesn't have an injury designation next to his name.
Oh, no?
For some reason on
then he's in.
I guess we'll find out in a couple of days.
Okay.
Your boy,
my boy,
Dak Prescott had successful surgery on his thumb yesterday, and your other boy, Jerry Jones, came out and said that Dak does not need the IR right now, and that there's a real legit chance at him being rushed back to re-injure his hand in week 7 or 6. Pretty sure that's how it's going to go down.
Not wrong.
Hopefully, for my sake and my one fantasy team, because I am stuck with Dak and only Dak right now. So
not your fault.
Looking at the waiver wire, it's Daniel Jones or Carson Wentz.
I have Carson Wentz written down here, so we'll talk about him in a little bit.
I'm going to fight both of us right now. Carson Wentz is not carrying anyone anywhere.
I'm not saying he's going to carry it, but
So
maybe he weathers the
Prescott
storm.
Avoids the IR. I'm not sure how to take the news. It's good news for Dak if he wants to get back and play, and that's what he wants to do. It might be bad news for Dak if he gets rushed back to play.
Russ Wilson missed 4 games with a broken middle finger, same area of bone, but this is a thumb. This is how you grip the football.
Yeah,
it's like it's alarming to me to think that he would be back in 4 weeks after this.
I think what it's going to do.
I jam my thumb in anywhere, and I'm down for 2 days.
I put something in my pocket, in my left pocket 2 years ago, and went to take it out, and I hurt my finger, and it still hurts. 2 years ago. I'm still not healed.
That's a problem.
Yeah, it's something going on.
Yeah,
but still hurts. So I don't know.
Problem.
Dak's thumb. I mean, his doctors are probably better than the non-doctor that I did not go to at all.
Oh, so you self-diagnosed yourself like, oh man, I'm pretty messed up.
An injured middle finger forever.
Thumb is big.
Dak,
look at that. Breaking news, ladies and gentlemen.
Mike agrees with me.
Thumb is big.
Thumb is big. Not like as big as
thumb.
Not as big as the Godwin injury, because hopefully he's out 2 more weeks because Chris Godwin's dealing with an injury. I think it's his hamstring on the same leg as his knee. So maybe there's a little compensation going on. Try harder for who?
Yeah, I'm just the cam makers. Cam makers try harder. Bro, did you hear the McVay? Harder. Did you hear the McVay shit?
Yeah.
He's like, he's gonna have to earn all his I'm like,
he's right.
What?
I mean, he's right.
What is he not? Was he not the clear-cut number 1 according to all the sources? You know what I'm saying? Like he was the guy.
Who was the source? Like, was it McVay?
It was actually you.
Yeah, I know. But I'm not a source.
It could be.
One day. But right now, I am not a source. Okay. I'm getting things from the grapevine. I'm getting things where everyone else gets it, but I just pay like $5 a month to get it like 1 minute sooner. That's my only flex in fantasy football.
Yeah.
Not sure how
that's why your phone's always dead, because it's just just every update knowing the man.
Yes. So yeah, Godwin out, Jeff Wilson. Oh, wait, wrong segment.
Yeah, we'll talk about that.
We're gonna get to that later, guys. We have some fantasy football waiver wire additions that you may or may not want to miss out on. There's a lot of them. And I know there's a lot of guys that just early draft picks that shit the bed. So a lot of people are scrambling right now. There is a few guys that you could invest some waiver dollars on or your waiver wire position on. I think there's plenty of guys out there. So everyone could get a guy. Even if you're in a 12-man league, I got a guy for everyone.
I was just thinking that too. Like, if I miss out on these 11, I'll get that 12th that I want.
I have 13 or 14.
Well, there you go. So I'm going to get at least one of these if I don't own them already.
Hopefully positions line up for everybody, and none of them are quarterbacks, even though that's what I need right now. Okay, so Dave, back to you.
Well, the Trout thing was really exciting. I mean, he could potentially break the record tonight, right? If he hits a home run in any of his at-bats, right? That would be a break.
He could tie the record.
I thought he broke it.
Well,
I thought he tied it last night.
I think he's got 7 right now.
Oh, and it's 8.
And
Rob sent this set overnight,
actually,
8, that graphic. So he could tie the record tonight. That's cool. Chris Bassett blow. Yeah, thanks. Scoop, you're going to win that game, so it doesn't matter. I got Verlander on the IR. I got Nestor Cortez not scheduled to start until God knows when. You're going to clean crush me. And do you know which one that is?
Crickets.
What, in fantasy baseball? Oh, you don't want to talk fantasy baseball because your scrub team got bounced.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
Yes.
I'm sorry. Anyway, so fantasy baseball talk brought to you by Absolute Eyewear. Getting involved here. Anyway, I'm not talking about fantasy baseball. I will talk about real baseball.
I want to play Dave in championship week. We're going to each set our lineup.
No, I don't have to. Right? Don't have to because you're already gone.
Either.
I just said Scoop's going to beat me. We're good.
Fuck you, Scoop.
So anyway, Yankees up 5.5 games right now with 21 to go. The Mets are up a game and a half with 20 to go. Gooch, easy, Gundy ahead. Which team has a better shot to win their division? I know you say the Yankees are free falling and the Braves are still winning every goddamn game they play.
I mean, the Yankees are 5.5 games up with 20 to go. It's not a debate. The Yankees have a better chance to win their division.
Who do you think walks away with their division?
Both teams.
You think the Mets win their division?
I think the Mets will win it. I do.
They got that series against the Braves, so that'll be interesting. Within their last 20 games, I think 3 of them come against the Braves at the end of the season. I think maybe the second to last thing.
The Braves are winning the tons of games, and they've managed to take but the Mets have played better baseball, I think, over the last week than the Braves have.
Yeah, well, that's why they're up a game and a half. Shout out to like all of MLB like social media pages, like. You guys really took a hard stance when those Braves took over first place for a day. You're like, for the first time since April. And it was like the next day, the Mets jumped in back from the first place, and MLB socials did nothing. So like, just don't make it a hoopla if it's nothing. Like first place will get jocked back and forth for a little while when it's that tight. You don't have to celebrate the fact that the Braves are in first for a day and a half. But anyway, let's go into before we get into anything, I do want to tell everybody about what I was. Oh, I bet you were about to think I was going Fusco there. I wanted to tell you guys real quick, and it's a quick debate about Micah Parsons right now, which is being the heavy rumor on the interwebs on Twitter right now, is that he's canceled on Skip and Shannon's Undisputed. Now, he did announce that he was going to be a ongoing guest every Tuesday. FS1 shipped him gear to mic himself up at his house or at the Star or wherever the hell he is on a Tuesday, which is not a player's day off. So, we'll see where he is or whatever. They sent him all the gear. They sent him the backdrop. They sent him everything that he needed. And he basically told him to go scratch today. And some people are saying like, all right, Micah's unreachable right now. Or he's butthurt about Sunday night. And I don't use that word like he's a complainer, but that dude is the heaviest of competitors in the NFL. And maybe he doesn't want to talk to two blabbering idiots about the fact that the Cowboys lost Dak Prescott for a couple weeks and the Cowboys are in disarray.
I'm on both
and all this
sides
shit.
Right
I'm
now.
on team Micah Parsons. They paid him to do it. Send the money back.
I'm on both sides. I am on both sides. I understand it. And look, from Micah's standpoint, if he doesn't want to do it, don't do it. It doesn't matter what anybody else thinks. So I agree with it in that regard. The other side of it is, you were paid. Did you think you were going to win every game? Did you think that there was a chance that nobody would get hurt? You know what I mean?
He might have watched the Monday show and said, you know what? Fuck these guys.
I mean, he's never watched them before.
That was RJ's defense. He knows what he was getting himself into, all this other shit. But like, it's still, the wound is still very open.
I think it's shitty. The wound is open. And that's why, I mean, it would have been maybe better for him to just be like, I can't do this week. Tough week for me.
He's not answering anything. Like, he's not answering calls.
Well, then to me, let's just think of it like this. Ready? And I know that it's a way different situation.
Yeah, I don't even know where you're about to go with this, but I'm going to debate you.
Let's just say we have a meeting and the guy doesn't show up.
Like fuck, man.
Preparation went into it. People were paid. I'm not saying fuck Fox Sports. I don't care about them. I'm just making a point. Like, there was some guy that's like doing what Anthony does for us over at Fox Sports that probably had to do like 2 days of work for Micah Parsons to show up tomorrow or today, and he didn't.
I just don't foresee it being an issue.
It is what it is.
But no, like, if Rodgers had a bad game,
oh God! First of all, he shows up.
First of all, he shows up with McAfee.
Yes.
So that's a cool conversation to have.
Micah, I guarantee if you called Pat McAfee show and said "fuck Fox Sports 1" or FS1, I'm going to go to. They would be like, "Yeah, deal,
right,
deal." Where do we send the mic?
Let's just pretend this the other side of the coin. And this is Skip and Shannon. They have a segment with Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers agrees to it. Aaron Rodgers puts it out there, and then Aaron Rodgers plays the way he played the other day, and he goes, "You know what? The fucking hell with this right now, man. I got to focus on the game." You'd be like, "I fuck with that. I'm cool with that." You would.
How about this? I wouldn't care at all. I wouldn't care. The only reason why I wouldn't even care is because it's being brought to my attention by something like someone else that cares way more than they should. I think that this personally, Micah, do what the fuck you want. I could have my opinion on it. It doesn't really matter. He's still doing what the fuck he wants. At the end of the day, he's a football player. That's what he's getting really paid to do. Play football. I'm good with it. I understand why people won't be, though. That's it.
All right.
Right?
Play home, player. No, I get it. Listen, I get it.
Yeah.
I get both sides. I'm just team Micah on this one for, shoving it up Skip. Anyway,
Geno
Smith.
Hey,
This is a very, very fun story because last night the Seattle Seahawks, let's ride, beat up on the Denver Broncos. I say beat up, it's a 17-16 win. It's not like holy shit, they blew them out. But Geno Smith, man, Geno Smith is he's fun. Geno Smith goes 23 for 28, a $195, 2 tugs, 6 rushes for 14 yards. Didn't really do anything, but he spread the ball around so much. Geno Smith had himself a night, and his quotes are great. Everything that he said was great.
What did he say? He said, "Y'all wrote me off, but I ain't right back though."
I mean, he didn't do the ooh part, but yeah. So, I would say that Geno Smith was kind of in favor of everybody last night. Obviously doing it in front of the 12. the 12th man over there in Seattle, in front of Lumen Field. I think they called it. Stadiums change their names so many times nowadays. It's like ridiculous. Two tugs. Deshaun Watson has entered the chat. Funny. Rube, that is a big deal. Saying that Hackett had a worse coaching display I've ever seen, and I don't think I'm overreacting. I watched
it was bad.
I watched the Aikman and
Buck.
Buck.
Looked like he's from Green Bay.
Aikman and Buck broadcast.
Hire him.
Typically, I would usually watch the Bannon cast because I find it hilarious. But now I'm going to be torn because I love Joe Buck and I love Troy Aikman. Listening to those guys call football is my childhood. It's my everything, right? So like I'm watching those guys, but I saw the clip of Peyton Manning after that last play with 4th and 5. I think there was like a minute left or like maybe 50 seconds left. Peyton's like, all right, they should probably call timeout. They should probably call timeout. And they just waited and waited
20 seconds,
and waited.
Timeout, field goal.
Then they called timeout and then 64 yards, bro. Like what? Why? What? This is a blunder
yards
beyond worse.
And $250 million.
Right. You paid this man to convert a 4th down in the 4th quarter, man. That's his job. And you go out there and you tell, you know what, Brandon McManus, I know you got the leg, bro. Well, guess what? This isn't Denver. The air ain't thinner. This ball ain't carrying. So why are you doing this? Nathaniel Hackett last night showed his youth as being a coach.
No, he's a fucking hack.
It's Hackett.
He's a hack.
No, it's Nathaniel Hackett.
And look, I'm not happy that he's gone from Green Bay. I thought he was a good coordinator, but this to me, look, Hackett might be the Achilles heel for this team, judging by the way things went down week 1. But at the end of the day, also, as bad as it was, 2 fumbles at the 1-yard line going in really cost him.
No-nos.
Really
Those
cost him
no-nos.
It cost them the cover. They would have covered. Like you can't do shit like that. Javonte, come on, you're making me look bad.
Yeah,
but other than that, Javonte Williams,
were ready for
flying off, like just bouncing off of him in the second.
The Broncos in itself. I don't want to pitch this as a bad Bronco game because some of those guys did show out. Judy played well, but Javonte and Melvin and Ross combined for over 100 on the ground. Right, Javonte Williams had 11 catches.
Yeah,
11. Like, talk about a safety net. Talk about Russ. Like,
if that's the type of usage that Javonte is going to get when he actually does pop rushing yards.
Wow. Yeah.
Look, I will talk a little bit about some of the running back usage a little bit later on in this episode. I got some good stuff for the fantasy option.
Something segment. Big coming out of it is also for Seattle. And look, nobody looked at Seattle like they're going to be world beaters this year. In fact, this win was a shocker to America. But Jamal Adams will be missing the year with a torn. Did you say that in the rundown?
Yeah, no, I forgot.
All right, so Jamal Adams got hurt last night.
I don't care about Jamal Adams.
He's I would say one of the most overrated safeties in the league.
He's a 3-time Pro Bowler.
And the Cowboy fans were about to mortgage the entire future to grab this guy. Thank God they didn't. Shelby Harris with the obvious quote of the night. Like, everybody's talking about Geno Smith's quote, and it's great. And I think it should be fucking tattooed on people. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a great tattoo. It's a great tattoo. It's a great line. Shelby Harris goes out there, basically cuts a Richard Sherman type promo. Like, when you trade a D lineman, that's what you're going to get, or some shit like that. But at the end, they're like, it seems emotional for you, Shelby. And he's like, all I got to say is, let's ride. And he walked off. And it's just like, nailed him. Love it. Love to see it. Love to see Seattle 1-0. Again, they might win 4 games, 5 games. If Geno Smith plays competent football, look, he threw 2 touchdowns to Disley and Parkinson, 2 tight ends. Some guy on this show always says inexperience and bad quarterbacks will look for your tight ends. He looked for all of his tight ends.
All right, you say inexperienced and bad. I say wily, grizzly, experienced, and very average to above average veteran. I fucking like Geno, bro.
Would you say he's in a Ryan Fitzpatrick scenario?
Not quite yet, because he's not the journeyman that Fitzpatrick has been, but I almost think that that's played better into Geno's situation, because we haven't gotten really a chance to see Geno outside of his claim to fame up to this point is like being a failed high pick, and then the guy that broke Eli's streak, right? It was,
and also getting punched right in the face and lost your jaw.
All right. Fair, all fair
also
points.
The guy who didn't know anything about time zones when he went out to LA.
All fair points. All fair points.
So this guy has definitely been in the news.
All fair points. But Geno also has been in the league for 10 years.
Yeah.
Right? It's been a decade now that Geno Smith has been knocking around backfields in the NFL. And that's a lot of practice time, a lot of coaches. when you stick around for 10 years and the window of when we get to really see you shine or get a chance to prove yourself is 6 years. Like Geno hasn't been given the keys in over 5 years. So he's gotten a lot better in that time. I'm not saying Geno is a starter in this league. I mean, he is by proxy. He's starting quarterback.
Geno Smith or Carson Wentz?
Carson Wentz.
So he's not that good. It's a little bit more of a debate now all of a sudden.
No. I mean, like, it's never been, it's not a debate. Carson Wentz is the guy clearly over Geno Smith. But Geno Smith or Tyrod Taylor, like.
Yeah, that's close. That's closer than what I thought.
Saying, look, Geno came in last year, the game that Russ got hurt. Geno came in and played well. Geno beat out Drew Lock. Drew Lock sucks. I get it. But everybody thought Drew Lock was the guy to trade for. Every time that there was a quarterback involved, it was like, well, we'll trade for Drew Lock and give him a chance. Drew Lock's, Geno Smith beat out Drew Lock. Guy's got a cannon. Geno's just better.
Let's see if Anthony knows his role here and not brings up specific comments that are being dropped into the comments.
I seen it. Don't worry.
Good boy. See, I know. Yeah, he's learning here, folks. He's learning what things get fire me up and don't fire me up. But here I am to say that that's a little bit closer of a debate nowadays. So anyway, won't do it.
Scoop saying Geno Smith covered in his last 10 games. Scoop.
So
did you.
So did you, Scoop. Scoop. My man, Flowers, bro. Your first week against the spread with the Sauce Network goes 13-3.
I don't know that he gave his picks out on the Sauce Network. He does.
It said Scoop says.
Oh yeah.
On last night's pick, and I asked him. I texted him. I'm like, wait, what? When did you get a voice?
Just last night's pick.
But
I think
But Kyle was like, wait, what did you do? Here, do this. Fill this out for me here. Here's a W-2. Here's another role for you at the Sauce Network. Congratulations.
Oh, bring
Scoop,
it up,
man.
coward. He's calling us cowards because he said Wentz is better than Dak. Well, I mean,
look, right now, Wentz is 100% better than Dak because he's on the field. So that's fine.
First of all, Rube,
that's
I don't give a fuck. I'll bring up anything, right? Except for Hawaii Mike. Some of Hawaii Mike's comments, I'll just leave in the fucking pits of hell in the chat. So if you don't see them while watching live, you never see them.
Yeah. So anyway, Seahawks put a bow on week 1. Gooch, before we get into the reads, I want to say, give me your top 3 things on the spot, on the fly.
Ooh, I like and hate these.
Top 3 things. It's not like a quiz or anything like that. These are opinionated things.
Okay.
Top 3 stories coming out of week 1. Like what should we really keep our eye on after 1 week of football? And look, you're going to say 3 of them, and then you're like, oh, I missed this. Oh, I missed this. Don't worry about it. 3 that rattle right off.
Tom Brady's marriage.
Oh.
Clear cut number 1. The Aaron Rodgers interview on Barstool yesterday,
which was
right?
Bro, legendary.
And then Ripper Magoo podcast featuring Antonio Brown.
Okay.
Obviously, no. But to really answer your question, it's Dak injury. Cowboys season is probably not still going on. It's tough situation in Dallas right now. You know it is.
You might have heard of a guy one day. There was once a man named Nick Foles, and he comes in as a backup quarterback.
Stop. I heard the same fucking thing you heard. Super Bowl. I saw this. I heard the same thing you were listening to in pre.
That's my boy Patrick Walker over at DallasCowboys.com, who said, why?
No.
He's a fantastic writer.
I agree. I don't agree. I have no idea who he is based on the fact that I don't follow the Cowboys like you do. That said, I didn't agree with what he was saying. Cooper Rush was just cut and then re-signed. Like, it was like, they don't really have a vibe. Would you trade for Geno right now?
1,000%.
Drew Lock?
Yeah, Drew Lock's stock down. That's rough. Let's ride.
I agree that the Chiefs are better without Tyreek Hill. I thought that. And Eagles have the best roster in football. We're going to see a little bit more.
Yeah, that's pretty bold.
But Jalen Hurts might be the reason why they don't have the best roster in football. But I think Jalen Hurts has a chance to be really good too. So
I will agree with one where you say Josh Allen's
I'm going
legit.
to pull them up.
Right.
These are Rube's takes
top
because
3.
they won't see them if we don't post them. So Josh Allen is legit.
Yes,
shocker.
agreed.
Thanks, Rube.
Number 2.
Usually you're a little more bold.
The Chiefs are better without Hill. Here's my thing there. And just based off of what I saw week 1, you're right. He's not looking for one guy. That dude got everybody involved. Patrick Mahomes looks pretty goddamn good without Tyreek Hill. I think that's yes, you missed the speed. It's
and there was also a very, 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 very piss poor secondary going down in Arizona. Like, they carved them up.
Let's see.
Yes,
The 3, Eagles had the best roster in football. I don't agree with that yet. Show me something more. You did let up 35 points to the Detroit Lions. I don't give a fuck if it was garbage time or not, which it wasn't because the game was in reach. So you gave up 35 points to the Detroit Lions. So your defense is clearly not the best roster. You want to score 38?
So
great offense.
I like how Rube answered the question because I was trying to think of the major takeaways, but like just my takeaways. The Packers are going to be fine, right? Justin Jefferson's the WR1 in all of the NFL. I don't think it's a debate.
No, you're putting them over Cooper Kupp now.
Yeah, fuck Cooper Kupp.
All right, well, first of all,
Justin Jefferson just torched me again.
Oh, that's your team.
And number three is, when do we start hearing the conversation that we've been hearing about Jalen Reagor and Justin Jefferson this whole time? When do we start hearing like the Cowboys drafted CD over Jefferson conversations? Because that's coming. Just brace yourself for it.
Like, well, we took CeeDee Lamb over Justin?
Yeah, like brace yourself. Like there's going to
be going into the draft, though. CeeDee Lamb was the best receiver going into the draft. And don't tell me he wasn't.
Well, I mean,
he was.
According to like ESPN and all the shit we get.
Right. All the stuff that we're fed.
Shit we get. But fucking scouts, it's up to the scouts to not look at that stuff, in my opinion. And look, CD could still have a fucking great career. He's on that commercial. But Justin Jefferson's looking like a Hall of Famer at this point.
Look, and I'm never going to argue with that. I think Justin Jefferson is all world. And the fact that he was running around like a Devontae Adams used to run around with the Packers, like you're wondering, like, where is everybody? Why is this guy running away? Why? How? What doesn't make any sense? Anyway, my 3 things real quick. The Dallas Cowboys are a goddamn mess. And that's one thing. Tom Brady is going to probably stick it to a lot more teams than I thought. And he's not the old man it is. My Slack is blowing up, by the way, because I stirred the pot over at Blogging the Boys with the Micah stuff, and people are just going in on me. And I say that Josh Allen is, when I say clear cut MVP after week 1. That's an overreaction, sure, because there's still 16 games to play. But, man, that dude does things that every NFL team's fan base wishes their quarterback did. And I know Mahomes is out there doing the underhand shit and the side arms and all this other shit. That's fun. But Allen just does everything else. And he's got a great team, a great defense, great coach. He's in a good spot. So if we can fast forward, I don't want to fast forward, but let's fast forward the AFC title game. And I hope it's the Chiefs and the Bills. I think that's going to be electric. And one of the highest rated watched games in the history of football. All right. That's it for our 3.
Do the Pats have the worst season of Belichick's career? I mean, I don't know. He had some tough ones in Cleveland. Are we talking about Patriot career? Because maybe. But also, then again, maybe not. Maybe they just fix it somehow.
That's the trade I offered Evan and Jesse this morning. The trade I offered my boy Evan, everybody knows Evan. I offered him George Kittle, Pat Freiermuth, and Cam Akers for Travis Kelce. And I said, no. Bastards. I got Mahomes. I just know that's going to be a connection all year on. So shout out to my brother, who we both agree that we're going to assault Evan in trade offers this week. And he said, that's not fair. He's your friend and you get him when he's drunk. It's like, well, that's how I got the 5th pick. No. Anyway, let's move it on. Before we get into anything else, like your fantasy football stuff and questions, we'll answer all that. Jefferson getting 2,000 yards.
By the way, Seattle money line was a sharp bet last night, but I didn't take it. I did bet Seattle plus 6.5 though.
There's actually a couple more questions I actually want to answer before I get into the reads. So looks like Jack came out. Is Julio Jones resurrected with Tom Brady?
No. Julio Jones was always the same thing. He's going to be hurt in a couple weeks if they use him too much.
They're going to have to now.
Man, Russell Gage is there.
Mike Evans is still good. I mean, he made a fantastic catch against Dallas.
I don't know that Julio Jones is resurrected. He's in a situation where he's gonna have flashes because of the team that he's playing for. He's gonna get his opportunities in big spots. But is Julio going to be the guy that's getting volume? No, he's not going to get crazy.
Question from Hawaii, Florida. Mike was what? Oh, do the Patriots have the worst year of Belichick's career?
Wow, Dave wasn't with us 5 minutes ago when I answered that question out loud.
I don't even do drugs.
You were talking about your fantasy thing.
Okay. So, here's another one. Is Jeff Wilson a good flex option? All right, we'll get into fantasy after we go into Fusco. So let me talk about real quick the Fusco Insurance Agency. Fusco Insurance Retirement Wealth Plan Services offers life insurance policies with no medical or limited medical underwriting questions, as well as standard. I don't know what you're laughing. All right, sorry.
No.
Standard life policies that are medically underwritten. They offer plans from over 30 top-rated carriers for life insurance. So it's whole life, term, return of premium term, indexed universal life, guaranteed issue. This is all fugazi to me. I mean, as far as like gibberish, not fugazi. It's all real. It's just the word, like it's just another language to me. But what I will say is life insurance is a big deal in the event you run into traffic after watching the Cowboys lose to the Bucs or something like that, where somebody's going to need to get paid based off of you dying. You not only receive life insurance coverage with our plans, but we include living benefit of long-term care coverage in the event you become ill or disabled. See, that could happen. Additional riders may include disability waiver of premium in an event you are disabled. The premium will be protected against lapse in coverage. You just simping yourself, bro?
No. I was off camera and I stretched, and then I was all of a sudden on camera and I saw my pit stains. So I was like, God damn it, Ant.
All right.
Timing is everything over here.
Whatchamacall. So we know one product doesn't fit everybody. So please head on over to FuscoInsuranceAgency.com. He'll help you out. Also, shout out to our friends over at DatChat. Blockchain, NFTs. There was another one. Blockchain, NFTs, and I definitely had one more. Blockchain, NFTs, something else. Cryptocurrency, all that cool shit. Probably not what I was looking for, but I'll say it anyway. It's StatChat. Those guys are great. Check them out. Brand new social media platform. You got 100% privacy over there. You don't have to worry about anybody screenshotting your shit. It's literally impossible. So go check those guys out. Shout out to our friends down the hall at Lowell's. They got some water bottles for us ready to be made, or actually ready to be picked up. And of course, SteveAspara.com is the man who is responsible for ChopSportsMedia.com. We did have something out there earlier this morning. If you saw it, it's gone now. We got to talk to our friends at Mojo before we actually start like, hey, all that, just giving out all the details.
Experience for the boys over at Chop Sports Media. That's all it came down to.
Listen, here, stop me if you heard this. Dave gets news. Dave gets excited. Dave prematurely promotes it. It's happened a million times.
Never once have I experienced anything like that
right.
while being your business partner
at
all ever.
See? It never happens. All right. Anyway.
So there is a ton of questions that because we're about to enter into the fantasy football realm, I'm going to circle back after I talk about my ball sack being cleanly shaven.
Yes.
For
one more time.
Brisk 20% off. You go over to Manscaped. I don't know if 20% off could be even considered something that's brisk, but we're going to use it for this, ad. 20% off if you use the promo code ShopSports over at manscaped.com. Our boy Anthony over here did. We are going to send and post the before and after shots of what the Manscaped beautiful porcelain trimmer does to a man's dark underbelly. And Anthony, we're going to have you sign a waiver. You're all good with it. But yeah, 20% off, promo code ShopSports, 400K LED light. It lights things up
that you've never seen before.
So you can get rid of the darkness in your taint. So 20% off, promo code ShopSports. Do the damn thing. Now, boys, I like a lot of these questions. I like them. A couple of them I'm going to get to just by proxy in my rundown. Or in my little notes. So I'm going to answer the ones that I will not cover. Tony Benevento, do I think the Niners will go after a guy like Marlon Mack? I do not. If I could elaborate on reasons why, but they have guys in-house, which we're going to talk about in a few moments. Joe LaCoria, are we worried about the lack of use for Austin Eckler? I'm not.
Week one.
I feel like it was a lot of the same bullshit last year on week one with Eckler, and he didn't do a thing. And then the following week, he had 3 touchdowns. I'm not positive, but you could check that out yourself. All right, so what do we got here? Can we expect consistent production for Kareem Hunt, or is he going to say high ceiling play? Yes, he's probably going to be a second fiddle guy. High ceiling. Game script will dictate.
Starting for me this week.
The game script will largely dictate. I think any game where the Cleveland Browns are looking to control the clock, you're going to probably get a little more lethal dose of a Nick Chubb. Anytime where, I think Kareem Hunt is going to has standalone value as a flex, but he's not going to overtake Nick Chubb as the RB1 on first and second
Starting
down.
in my league this year.
But he will eat at the goal line a little bit. They do split up the goal line carries. Both these guys kind of get their opportunities down low. But yeah, I'm not really a big fan of either guy in fantasy this year. I think Kareem Hunt has more value based on his draft position, but Nick Chubb is still the
Thank
better
you for
play.
the question, Esoteric Dragon. Like the video, please.
Yes,
we appreciate you watching. Sub to
and
the
then,
channel while you're
Jack,
at.
you're kind of doubling down on your reasons for asking. Mike Evans taking all the attention away. Definitely gives Julio, if he could stay healthy, that's a big if. An opportunity to eat. I think that Tampa Bay is largely going to be a running team this year for the most part. Play defense, run the ball, and let
Playoff
Brady.
Lenny showed up early, so that's a thing. And then, of course, our sound engineer Nick saying Daniel Jones has to play exceptional this week against Carolina. Well, the bad news is he's incapable of playing exceptional.
No, he's saying he's going to have an exceptional week. He didn't say he has to do anything. He said he's going to do.
Solid prediction after your "Don't sleep on my Giants" bullshit.
All right, so there we got those taken care of. Got some fantasy football waiver wire editions. You can agree or disagree, but these are pretty much par for the course. Look, everybody goes on and they see the guys that are projected to be the best next week. So a lot of it, you kind of just do it on your own, but I'll give a little insight as to why. So Najee Harris is potentially out 1 to 2 weeks, maybe
he should be fine.
2 to 4 weeks.
They said
this is the reports that I read this morning. If he is good to go, that's amazing because I have a ton of Najee Harris in a ton of leagues. But because of the injury and because he was dealing with the Liz Frank injury before the game even started, there was reports about it.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a great sign. Week 1, you got a long season ahead of you. Benny Snell and Anthony McFarland were both beat out in camp by Jalen Warren. So the clear running back to go after in the event that Najee Harris is out is Jalen Warren.
Write him down. Got it
down. Carolina, Robbie Anderson is available in a ton of leagues. He ran 33 routes, had 53 snaps on offense, and he only had 7 targets. I think that's going to increase a little bit. Robbie Anderson probably should be on a fantasy team. This one's going to pain me to talk about a little bit because I was very, very high on Dameon Pierce going into the season, and I probably misguided a lot of you going into the drafts on picking him.
You're outside with picket signs right now.
But like when you're looking at Dameon Pierce as the 9th round pick, where he was getting drafted way early, like when you drafted Dameon Pierce in your league, when you drafted 2 weeks ago, you probably got him around 7, 8.
Yeah,
right.
But then he bolstered up. It's like a stock.
Exactly. It's like
that.
As you get closer, they start figuring things out. And bro, should have been the writing on the wall when Rex Burkhead didn't play in the last 2 preseason games.
That he was going to get some reps.
That he was going to be the lead back.
Yeah.
So Rex Burkhead over Dameon Pierce right now. It looks like maybe they're just bringing Dameon Pierce along a little bit slower.
You have any other Texans on that list by any chance?
I do not.
I got OJ Howard. To possibly be Davis Mills' new best friend. So that's a possible waiver get. Look, I know tight ends aren't really appreciated the way they should be, but if you're looking for a streaming tight end, it's not like you have a buy right now.
That is
OJ Howard's a guy I would go.
He didn't make my list, but honestly, I didn't really look at the tight ends. I looked at the 3 team, and I do have a tight end on here.
Mike's complaining about Burkhead being 40. Yeah, so is Tom Brady. So who cares?
I don't think that Burkhead's that old.
It's not. He's probably not.
He just looks 40 because he's white
and he's bald.
So
that's what does that.
But Burkhead, they used him a lot more. I mean, I had the usage
32
where I found it. Yeah, I mean that's old for a running back.
I understand, but he's 32.
But he also has never been the guy. He's never been handed.
He hasn't had to be. He hasn't
200
had to
touches in a season.
He hasn't had to be, and that's
he's like the Geno Smith of running backs.
There you go.
Now we were talking. Someone asked a question earlier. I think it was Tony in the comments about what the 49ers should do. Should they pursue a Marlon Mack? I don't think so. Jeff Wilson Jr. has proven in the past that he's a capable RB1 in a pinch. Since Eli Mitchell is out for a little bit, you're going to see a Jeff Wilson, but you're going to see some Debo. When Eli Mitchell went out, Jeff Wilson got 9 touches. Debo had 6. So Debo was handed the ball a lot. They're going to be using him. He's going to get paid more money. Exactly. Cash registers ringing every single time Debo gets the ball. But if I'm going to look for a guy in San Fran, it's Jeff Wilson. But I also like Tyrion Davis-Price.
My brother was talking about him the other day.
Because he did get a little bit of usage anyway, and the 49ers are weird. Shanahan is weird. Just keep your eye on that situation. Jeff Wilson may have been the better guy to come in and step in mid-game in that situation. Keep your eye on the 49ers situation for the next couple weeks because that's fluid as far as I see it.
Popping in a question real quick from John Jim coming in on YouTube. Be sure to like the video, buddy. Trade away Lamar and Deontay for CD and Najee.
Well, I need some more context. Who's your other quarterback?
Right. That's it. That's a big or I mean,
but yes.
I mean, yeah, Najee, fuck.
Hands down, yes. Unless you don't have a good quarterback. Like you drafted Lamar, you might have
gotten a Derek Carr later on or
late.
something like that.
Yeah,
we got to wait for that response, but yeah.
Yeah, all right. So we'll move. We'll circle back to that if you get back to us on that. Johnny Jimmy. All right. So clearly everyone that is a Derrick Henry owner and mainly only Derrick.
Tua and Wentz.
No. Who's your other backs? Like, how bad do you need them?
Please, for the love of God. Can you list your entire lineup just so we have it? Go ahead. Sorry, Coach.
No, I wouldn't do that trade, and just because of the injury that we're talking about with Najee. Lamar is a running back anyway, so you got him there. Anyway, that's a joke. All right, Dontrell Hilliard. He's the clear number 2 in Tennessee. If you saw in passing downs, he got the fucking ball a lot. He had 2 touchdowns. That's an anomaly. He's going to be a little more touchdown dependent and reception dependent. I don't know. The Tennessee Titans, if Derrick Henry, the wheels came off around week 9, 10 last year, he'll get usage. He'll be a clear RB2/flex option every week if Derrick Henry goes down. They didn't really have that last year when Henry went down. They didn't have a guy that I thought stepped in and was like, you could use him every week. I think Hilliard would be that if Henry went down. Jamal Williams, he's been kicking around free agency. He's like a fringe guy that everyone adds and drops in a pinch. He has a little bit of standalone value. I thought DeAndre Swift might have.
Swift is going to have a big year.
I do. I agree with that. But it's only going to be because Jamal Williams is there, keeping him healthy. He gets his goal line carries for whatever reason. It might prevent Swift from actually putting up crazy touchdown totals because I think they like him down low. Touching on a few more other things. Khalil Herbert, we talked about him a little bit the other day. I think Khalil Herbert is a better fit for the Chicago Bears offense. David Montgomery, he's been plugging along at like 3.3 yards per carry for his career.
Zeke was averaging 5 yards a carry and they abandoned the run. Figure that shit out. 5 yards a carry.
Did you guys know that Dave likes the Cowboys?
You said yards per carry. It jumped out of me.
When I said 3.3, did it like ring a bell for Zeke's like career? I don't even know what his career yards per. I could be wrong.
I think you're a little off, but yeah, go ahead.
Zay Jones is looking like a clear number 2 option in Jacksonville if you're looking for receiver help. Jacksonville is probably going to be down in some games. I don't think that their offense is going to be as good as it looked in week 1, even though it didn't really look that good. I'm going to talk about their running back and a couple of buy low options right now. After I talk about these other guys, which will wrap things up. Taysom Hill, if you're looking for volatility.
4.5.
All right. So Taysom Hill, if you're looking for volatility and splash plays at the tight end position, like you will get some weeks if you have to stream somebody in a bye week replacement or an injury. You could put Taysom Hill in there. Right.
Do you think it's fair that all these apps are listing him as like a tight end?
He's a tight end.
Yeah, but he's real. I mean, he's like,
I think that's
takes snaps and shit. Like that's,
it's fair.
Yeah. Okay.
It's fair.
Because I mean, otherwise you wouldn't be able to touch him.
He's the player.
But he's
a free agent in almost every league.
He was on my father's team, and then he cut him, and then he scored twice. He's like, I gotta go get him back. I was like,
but that's my point, and that's what you'll get at him. Then you'll get at him back. You'll start him, and you won't see the field.
I feel like he's like the Miles Gaskins of 2022.
Volatile, and he could win you a week. And if you're in a situation where you're looking at the free agents and you're like, well, there's no one here that's going to win me this week,
right? Besides
a potential blow up at a Taysom Hill. You take the chance on him if you're in a pinch. Tyler Higbee had 11 targets. He didn't do much with him. He only had 5 catches. A lot of bad throws by Stafford, but 11 targets is 11 targets, right? So if a tight end's getting 11 looks in a game, I don't think that's going to keep up, but still worth mentioning. Kyle Phillips, the Titans receiver, young receiver, he basically dominated camp. Everyone's talking about Robert Woods as the clear number 1 option, but
he was non-existent.
He was non-existent. And Kyle Phillips, he was existent. He had 9 targets. I would look at him as a potential wide receiver 3 with potential to come on a little bit later, like an Amon-Ra St. Brown. Now, pause. I don't think he's going to be as good as Amon-Ra St. Brown. This is for Hawaiian Mike, so I have to articulate when I'm saying like there's a chance at something.
We're at the 44-minute mark, just so you know where we're at in the show.
I have to articulate that. So I think that there is a chance that Kyle Phillips could bolster himself this season by year's end into a must-start option at the back end of some of these teams. Any other guys?
I got
Keenan Allen is probably hurt. Josh Palmer in a pinch, add him because I think he'll be really good for the next couple.
Before
weeks.
We get into other questions, do you have anybody else? because I got one guy. I don't know if you said him. Sometimes it's not that I spaced out.
Curtis Samuel.
No, well, I have him written down as a possible potential decent weapon over there under Carson Wentz. What about the guy? I mean, look. I'm so sorry if you already said this because again, I was spaced out for a second. The guy that you say diversify with,
Devin Duvernay.
He's got to be available. So that's the one
No.
he was keeping under wraps.
Devin Duvernay is not available in any of my leagues.
Well, that's because you picked
except
him up
for
already.
one, and I fucked up and I dropped him right before the game started. But I have him in like 4 leagues, even though I didn't do well in fantasy this week.
Actually, I pulled one out by 0.7 in one of my other leagues. I went 2 and 3 in fantasy when I thought I was going 0 and 7.
I did not do
0
well.
and 5. Wow,
I did not do well.
Want to buy low on Burks here?
Yeah.
That's according to James Rube. There was a question about the splits between Etienne and James Robinson.
I got it. That's what I'm saying. Buy low on Travis Etienne right now. No doubt about it. James Robinson got more of the usage, but Etienne got all the passes thrown to him.
Right.
Look at his usage. There's a buy low candidate. I think as the season progresses a little bit. James Robinson, though, tip your hat to that guy because how fast he bounced back from that Achilles injury. Cam Akers needs to take notes.
In other news,
also buy low on Breece Hall.
That's another one. We spoke about it yesterday a little bit.
Buy low on Breece Hall. This guy had 10 targets. I know the Jets threw the ball 59 times, but when they're going to be running the ball, if there's going to be a guy that's getting the ball 15, 20 times a game, hands off, it's got to be Breece Hall to me. I know week 1 overreactions have Michael Carter looking like the clear one, and you may or may not have heard me talking about it. I'm not sure where I said it. It might have been on the Mojo thing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm feeling like Breece Hall, man, like he's getting people are jumping off the ship a little bit too early. 10 targets out of a running back. Give me that all day, every day.
And that's kind of going to Rube's advice here, saying biggest advice: don't chase week 1 fantasy point scores, chase the opportunities.
Yes, bro. That's why if you look at all my shit,
Rube
right
should
here,
have a podcast.
I'm talking about
serious.
Curtis Samuel, right? He had 10 targets. He was only on the field for 71% of the offensive snaps, but
no, Bailey.
Every one of those snaps were basically a passing down. So when they're throwing Curtis Samuel's in, he's going to get usage. Things like
Bailey, episode 1 will drop next Monday. Yesterday we did a little bit of like a test pilot for them just to kind of show like the flow of the show, but that's one of the topics that we talked about yesterday. So
James Rube and I don't agree. I do agree that Michael Carter looks really good. I don't think that means that Breece Hall isn't good. So I agree.
Well, then in that regard, doesn't that seem like he's chasing points instead of opportunity?
No, because
Carter outplayed him 1 week.
Well, you could. That's if you're just like saying, here's my hard line and I'm drawing it. And it's like some situations you have to assess it as like a talent evaluator, even though he's not. You are watching the games. Rube knows what he's talking about.
Yeah.
So he's allowed to sit here and say, you know what? I think Carter looks better. Eye test. He passes the eye test a little bit better. But I still think that based on all the reports going into week 1, it's just a little too early to anoint Michael Carter RB1. And I don't think that the coaching staff is in any rush to pick one guy or the other anyway.
I agree because they're both valuable to the team.
It's going to go down how it goes down on a basis, a game by game basis.
All right.
Definitely not out on Breece.
Dokie. So yes, go put in all your claims and your waivers and everything like that. Definitely do your research. Listen to this show. We actually might have a thing or two that you might consider to be good advice. The whole inside. All right. So no, Kyle.
Basically, without the back end of that statement.
Yeah, don't bring that one up. Thank you very much. Anyway, need a running back and have the number 1 claim. Mark Menzel says Warren in Pittsburgh instead of Wilson. I'm on Wilson.
No, I'm on Wilson because
Najee Harris can play.
Jeff Wilson could be this. He could be this year's Elijah Mitchell.
Yeah, I'm just going back to Kyle's comment.
But you know, so yeah, Jeff Wilson.
Jeff Wilson's the guy for at least a month, what they're saying. So we'll see. In any event, that's week 1 in a nutshell. I can't believe it's gone, comes and goes. And week 2 will start on Thursday with a banger. It's the Chiefs and the Chargers on Thursday Night Football, exclusively on Amazon. So by the way, you can't even change the channel in commercials because you're on an app and you're streaming. I hate this shit. Call me old school, but like when the game's not on, I want to change the channel, flip around, do something, then go back to the game. Like last night, I was able to watch ESPN, the Monday Night Football game during commercials and halftime. I'm watching Monday Night Raw. Like I have my options. When you're on Amazon Prime, you're streaming something. That's why I almost won't even watch a Yankee game if it's on Amazon Prime on a Friday night. It's ridiculous. Am I wrong? Am I too much? Is this too much? Like I know it's just an app. I know
so
I'm too
I pulled
much.
a U, and I did not listen to a fucking word you said. I'm reading and honestly, and I'm coming around on what Rube is saying. I agree with what he's saying wholeheartedly in some ways. So when I say buy low,
I don't have 17 TVs set up either, AJ. I mean, the Sauce Palace is beautiful.
Here's a better way to put this, Rube, because he is right. I think that the cost, this is Rube's comment, I think the cost acquisition on Hall will be high due to the high draft capital that anybody that has him spent on him. I'm elaborating a little further. He didn't write that. And I don't think Carter is going anywhere. I don't think so either. In order for Brees to be the league winner, you need Carter to go. Fair point. So what I'm trying to get at in a better way to put this is if you drafted Brees Hall, don't sell him low. Hang on to him because there may still be some value there. So if you are stuck with him, you might not be stuck with the shitty player after all. I think that kind of helps and clears things up. Don't go out there and be like, I need to get my hands on Brees Hall. But if you own him, you don't have to be in a rush to get rid of him for something shitty. Is that better?
That's better.
I think that's a better.
That is a better way.
That is a better way to put it. Thank you, Rube, for teaming up with me here.
Kyle,
and giving the
we didn't
people
talk
what they
about
need.
that yet, but the Cowboys line right now, the Cowboys are at home 7-point dogs under Cooper Rush. So it's up to the defense to stand true. I don't know.
Yes, I 7 points at home.
I mean, I don't
Micah
know.
Parsons is canceling interviews. I'm taking the points at home.
Yeah. I think they're a little pissed off.
I don't know that they're going to win, but they're going to cover that 7. 7? It might even be higher, but no, it's going to be lower.
I want to say, all right, so back to the quick, brief conversation that I was talking about before when you're spaced out. It happens. It happened to me before. So when like, for instance, the Thursday night football games going forward are on Amazon Prime, which I don't like because that means you have to switch from like cable to streaming service if you want to switch anything. Like during a game, like ESPN's Monday Night Football last night, I was able to turn the channel to USA Network to watch Raw.
You're talking to somebody that has consumed 100% of his content at home
Streaming.
For the last 5 years, streaming. I don't even, what channel is anything at this point? I have no idea.
Dude,
no idea.
First of all,
I'm like,
Jimmy of all people is telling me, do you want my beeper?
There's like a cable box at my house, and I'm like this with like 11 remotes. I'm like, Dad,
I don't know what to do with my hands.
What am I going to do? And then I just take my phone out and I've had a 75 inch.
Sure.
85-inch TV. I don't know. I got that all. I was about to say foot. 75-foot TV in my living room.
What are you, fucking Jerry World?
So I have a 75-inch TV in my living room, and I sit and I watch shit on my phone on my couch with the TV off. And
You're
I'm like
a psychopath, bro. That's insanity.
Mental problems.
Like when you're at the Sauce House, you have all the TV set up, and so it's nice. Or if you're at a bar, that's another thing. You're watching it all at once. But if I'm in the comfort of my own home on my couch, guys, I'm not like this bachelor pad. I can't set up multiple TVs everywhere in my fucking living room. I can't do it. And if I do it, one of the TVs got to have fucking Coco Melon on it. And
that's what you do.
Laptop?
So, yeah.
I mean, I don't want to watch it on a little ass screen. If I have a big ass screen, why would I want to watch something little?
Because I'm on Amazon and you have no fucking choice.
And then somebody said something about one of them remotes. Like, is that like a joke, like remote controllers or something that flips back and forth? Because I want that. Give me that. Get one of those new remote control.
Me and Rube just bonded over this Packers and Bears week. Like it's
what is saying and write it all off?
Rube is like, I watch movies on my phone instead of my TV. Me and
Can
Rube
I write off
buddies,
a TV
bro.
expense?
Fuck the Bears though, Rube. Just so we could keep it real.
I watch movies on my phone instead of my TV. I don't know, man. I'll watch like reels and TikTok and shit that belongs on the phone, but you're telling me to watch it. Last night, matter of fact, shout out to DirecTV because it got rainy and nasty at my house. Completely shit my signal out. And I was like, cool. Now I got so I went on my phone, watched on the ESPN
I'm
app.
so confused.
Great.
DirecTV is the only one that's like tricking the entire country into thinking that people still need like a dish on your fucking house. What are we doing here, bro? What are we doing? I used to walk to school when I was in 5th grade.
Up and downhill, both ways, no
like,
shoes, no
feet. I would
feet.
look at my neighbors, and they had this huge satellite dish, and they would be like, they were Packer fans too, and it was like, oh, we watched the Packer games, and I was like, wow, that was like unheard of in the 30s.
You could do your shopping at home, or like.
And Dave still has a fucking satellite dish on top.
Bro, what?
DirecTV is really confusing, by the way.
Well, you had a problem with DirecTV over the weekend. My signal went out, so that's why I went to my app and I had to watch the Seattle game for about 3 minutes. They
literally almost had me. They're like, it's not working on the stream. Be like, you have to just sign up for 2 years of DirecTV. I was like, fine. Can I watch the game in 1 minute if I do it? I'll sign up for fucking DirecTV for my life.
James Ruiz, he goes under the covers. Every time he's at the movies.
Bro, that is so classic. Like makes a little
off.
fort in his bed.
Right? Oh my God. Oh my God.
Oh, the visual is just I can't
little Ruby.
I can't unsee Rube sitting Indian style with like
a Billy Madison is in the front of the class.
Juice box, but like DraftKings all over his like
this juice box is sponsored by DraftKings. Oh my God. You need a new accountant. Start just write-offs for a while now. Dude, all right. Well, then be my accountant, Mark Menzel. You sound like an accountant. That's such a thing. Anyway, mirror image from your phone to the TV, Jack says. Take whatever you're watching on the TV and mirror it.
Bro,
I have a Google thingy in my backpack.
I actually almost murdered somebody in my family for suggesting that to me on Sunday. They were like, it was my brother. He's like, bro, just fucking cast it. I said, you have your phone? Go right the fuck ahead, bro. Cast it right now. Let me see it. If I could get the fucking game on my phone, I wouldn't even care about any of you. I'd sit right here and watch it right here. So
you would do that? You would do that? Like you're home watching the Packers with your family. And if the game isn't nationally televised and you have it on your phone, you would sit there, hover over your own phone with your family in sight and watch the Packers?
Bro, I'd give them a link. I'd be like, what are you doing? Go your own phone. You want to fucking smell your breath when I'm watching the game on my phone?
I'm not saying that. I'm saying like to do that with your family there.
I'll text you the link that I'm watching the game on.
But that's so weird. You're all on your phones watching the game?
The game's not on? Like I made valiant attempts. I missed the entire 1 o'clock slate on the fucking getting redirected to a failed website for 4 hours. Right? I got Joe like, yo, did you post about the break? I said, Joe, what the fuck did you just say to me? I had to apologize to everybody on Monday. I was like, dude, I am not that mean. But anyway.
Michael Fusco could probably help you with a tax write-off. Oh, that's very true. I should probably talk to Fusco, our boy. Esoteric Dragon.
Like the video.
Yeah, loving the content.
Like
right?
the content. I love your name.
Every day.
Like
my
the video. Go find us on all of our shit and like all of it. Follow us all everywhere.
Yeah. Every day at 11 o'clock, we go live. We talk all sports. If you're a first-time viewer on this, thank you guys for watching. And of course, like the video and all that good stuff. But yeah, this has been a fun one. It kind of just went off the rails a little bit, but those are the fun parts of this job. Brand new Fight Factory out now. If you're a pro wrestling fan, head on over to iTunes or Spotify. Look for the Chop Sports Fight Factory, featuring Tommy D and Wrestling Rob. You got some breaking?
Keenan Allen is probably out, unlikely to play, but the injury is not long term. He'll be back probably week 3. So
I didn't get that update. Because you have look at your fucking phone, dude.
Yeah,
like I would lose my mind with that. Like with the constant updates.
I showed you.
It's ridiculous.
Nothing, bro.
That's
nothing. If I click on RotoWire,
oh, forget it.
I have shit from May. I have updates from May.
So, all right. There are specific, before I get out of here, I have to say this. There are specific people out there that are absolute psychopaths. One, and they kind of fall into the same group. And I may or may not know some, but some of them are very, very close to me. If you have unread texts or unread emails.
Oh, bro, look at my
I want you to, oh my, 23,000 unread emails. You are a psychopath. I can't have
23,330 unread emails, bro.
Dude.
And counting.
Counting.
Email me right now.
You guys
are
sick.
And I will not read your fucking email.
You guys are sick.
Ahead, I dare you to email me right now.
Sick.
Bro. Watch me not read it.
I'm the same way.
You too?
Yeah.
Criminal.
I have a lot of messages too. I
understand that we're all popular people, but for the love of God, to leave them all unread, not unread.
50,000 emails unread.
You're right now?
Yeah.
You're a psycho. You are a nut.
Bro,
you know how many unread emails I have right now?
Right now. Emails,
right
bro.
now.
We're focused on
unread emails. The unread emails right now are 4. And you know what? Ready? Hold on. I just said that. I have now 0 unread emails because it was all junk. But I'm deleting them. They're not in my inbox.
Scoop,
God.
I owe Scoop like a meeting at this point because he texts me 13 questions a day that I don't answer.
And then you got guys like Rob, like, yo, man, you're ignoring me.
Scoop,
I'm like, first of all,
Scoop.
You're my business partner, and you don't answer me.
My favorite thing about Scoop is that he's like impossible to offend.
That is a very good flex. That's a good flex.
I love that about people.
Me too.
Scoop, I promise
Gooch
you it's
is
nothing
the worst.
personal.
I don't know how.
I promise you it's nothing personal.
I can almost guarantee there's like a special. Like it might
First
vibrate.
Of all,
your phone might vibrate twice if Ashley texts you.
Don't listen to voicemails either. I mean, like if you're a human being and you have a voicemail set up, I question whether you belong in prison or not.
What the fuck? Are you kidding? Voicemail? You don't listen to voicemail either?
Text me, bro.
Oh my God. You're so 13 years old sometimes. Voicemail.
Y'all know what to do.
Hey man, what's up? This is Dave. Leave a message at the tone. Call you back. I'll be living it up. It's like, oh
fade
my
scoop in week
God.
2, Kyle says. So fade scoop in week 2. We could expect it.
Operation fade scoop. So it's an actual. Oh God, Rube just sent me a text. I can only imagine what this is right now. This is probably. He just sent me his 56,000 unread mail, dude.
Rube, are you a soupy, bro?
Dude,
if you're a soupy, if Rube is a fan of multiple different flavors and kinds of soup.
First of all, this doesn't even count. Actually, I'm debunking this. Ready for this? This email is AOL. Motherfucker, there's nobody other than my father who still has AOL
That's
email.
actually even more impressive that he's like
logging on to AOL
because my original email.
56. I'm just,
bro. I could look if I search like CBS Fantasy in your email, I'll see things from 2000 leagues. Like ad drops and shit from 2006.
Oh God! Like it's
amazing.
I'm sweating.
It's actually amazing to like go back and see draft results.
It's also
draft results from. You just type in CBS Sports, CBS Fantasy, and I'll see my draft results from like 2007.
Oh God, bro! I'm so distraught right now.
By the way,
you people.
By the way, do you want to see how many different emails I have?
No, because it's probably even worse.
I showed this.
I don't even like when I have it on. Oh my God!
All right, ChrisGucci.llc, content Chris, Chop
We gotta get out of here.
This is Chris Gucci, Chop Sports Media, studios at Chop Sports Media, Break Buds, Chop Sports Chris.
Jesus Christ!
All at Gmail, guys. I'm a Gmail guy.
You can also reach us now at studios at chopsportsmedia.com.
If you ever want to email me and not answer, I have 31 emails that you could.
I literally come into the studio sometimes on like a Monday, and my first question is like he gives me the same greeting every day. What's up, buddy? What's up, buddy? What's up, buddy? Right?
What's up, buddy?
My first question to him is, are you mad at me? Because there are fucking unread texts. Like we're in business together. And there are things
here's the
that
worst,
need to be answered.
Here's the worst aspect of not responding to text.
Wrong.
The worst thing about not responding to text as a non-responder, right here.
He's the first non-responder.
Is and anybody else that doesn't respond to text will agree with me once I say this, is that now when you need to say something to that person and like the last text
you're screwed
is like that you didn't answer them and it's like fuck, I have to like something. I'm like, I'll give Dave a heart or I'll answer in brief. I'll be like 6 things that you asked me. This is, but can you do this for me real fast? It's bad.
No.
Are you going for an example?
Yeah.
It was yesterday.
No, right. It happened yesterday. Just so.
Could you read it out loud?
Fuck. No, there was one. There's an instance.
Just resaw this text. It was from you texted me on Sunday at like 1. You had no shot. You had no shot. No shot. Right?
I didn't text you at what?
It was.
I did.
It was. It was about the backdrop.
Here it is. So, all right. So, first of all, 12:48. I said those will be good once promoted. Backdrop delayed. It's going to your house too, right? Question mark. Business related question mark, meaning I need an answer. I get a text back at 7:52. 7 hours later, 7 hours of commercial-free football. And he comes and goes, doom and gloom.
That was yesterday.
And yeah, we saw your text going to my house.
The next day.
7.
That was the next day.
No, it was that night. It was that night. Look,
Doom and gloom. That was
holy shit. Holy shit. I texted him at 12:48 p.m. He texted me back at 10 to 8 in the morning the next day. You're unbelievable, bro. I got to get out of here. This is insane. Insanity. So for Sturch and Gooch and his unread emails and texts and everything like that, and of course, A5 for the help, this has been an episode, a very interesting end to the episode here at the Chop Studios. Thank you guys for watching. Like the video. Please check us out each and every day at 11 o'clock. Subscribe to the channel. And we'll see.
It's actually funny.
Well, there you go. He's got.
I don't know how many, but I know it's 15 gigs worth because they keep on getting a fucking message that I have to clean out my inbox,
right.
which is also a myth.
Oh my god,
myth. They're just trying to get you to buy it. Trust me, it's a myth.
Delay.
They don't stop your emails from coming. They just delete them old ones for you.
It's fucking great. All right, thank you guys for watching. We'll see you guys tomorrow on a hump day.
That was like 40 minutes of